What's up, everyone? This is part 5 of how to not do the snatch. This is the rogue elbow pull. I'm going to roll clip and let's break it down. Okay, so starting this one from the beginning, the rogue elbow pull is generally something that I see when people are A, I'll say newer to the movement, but B, usually if there's a number of reasons. I think one of the main ones is it just might be that you've tried to move up with a weight too quickly that you shouldn't be pulling yet. So this might be simply solved by just lowering down your bell. Arm strength is an issue. Let's say your hips are super powerful, but your pulling strength is lacking, or else you've been doing a lot of snatches and you're just tired. I'll generally start to see this happen. So first things first, well, if you look right here, I just want to point out my sweet receding hairline. Thanks, Dad, for those genetics. Hike my bell. Now I'm actually adding in a few different problems here. So I first want to say that I should not be twisted, but this is something that you will see, and I'll have a whole video on twisting during the hike and the downstroke, but don't do that. But that's one of the first things I'll see here. And then on my upstroke, what I really want to imagine as I'm doing this is I'm going to draw a box. I'm going to say roughly, let's try to make that one a little bit better. I'm just going to draw a box roughly right here, okay? You can see that my shoulders are more or less on that line. I really want to be keeping my bell on that line. When my elbow goes rogue, it moves outside of this. So I'm kind of pulling up to the outside. This is going to affect a lot of things. The main thing I see is the way people's bell flips. It doesn't really naturally roll over the wrist and land in that perfect reception. It kind of has this weird, almost move to the outside, twisty motion that if you film yourself, you'll see. You may not realize you're doing it until you actually know what it feels like. But once you see it, hopefully you'll never want to do it again. So I catch my bell. I'm at the top. Okay. Ending position, not bad. As I come back down. And by the way, there is going to be some elbow movement, but we want to stay within the confines of what is safe and we'll say proper technique. So here's my downstroke. On my way up again, elbows traveling way out, way out. My bell is doing this weird flip thing where it's not just rolling over my wrist naturally. And then I'm able to push underneath it and catch it. But the pathway there was really sloppy, and it kind of creates a weird, almost like a weird torsion on the body. This should be, if you're looking at me from the side, really just more of a movement in this, we'll call it that horizontal plane in a sense. And I'm adding sort of like a three-dimensional component that I don't want. It's almost like a twist. Again, as I come down, there's a good one. Look how far out my elbow is. Elbow now has to snap back underneath. It's going to goof up the catch, so I don't want to make this one too, I don't want to over-explain this one too much. As you are doing this, if you feel like this is something that you do, a drill that you can do is just do snatches right next to a wall. Set your bell up so that your body is parallel to a wall, and then make it so that if you do this, if your elbow kicks out to the side, there's a wall in the way and your elbow will feel it. That's one thing you can do. Another thing is just have a coach, somebody that is well versed in the snatch, watch you do these things, and that coach should be able to identify this one pretty quickly. And there's a number of ways to solve this, but the main one is just be aware that you're doing it in the first place. All right, this is part 5, the rogue elbow.